Alrighty, what's going on, folks? Welcome. Let me know if we are 5x5. That means you can see and hear me in the chat. We are live here, Port Canaveral, Florida, here for the following sailaways. We'll see what one departs first today, but we're here answering your questions, your Q&A, and all that good stuff. We do have the marine radio turned on at this moment, so if you do hear any radio chatter, that of course is from the marine radio, not myself, so it may overlap. Again, don't have the feedback monitors here on location, but we are streaming live here, folks. Going to be answering your questions. Again, I am your host, Tyler. You can follow me on most social media platforms. Of course, here on YouTube at The Tyler Show. And on other platforms, that is at The Cruise Junkie. That is the absolute best way to go ahead and follow me. I'll see if I can get that up on screen for you, but that is the absolute best way to give me a follow. There you go, youtube.com/The Tyler Show, and of course, all other platforms, The Cruise Junkie. But again, folks, we are tuning in here to watch this sail away of the Carnival Liberty and many other ships live here from Port Canaveral, Florida. Of course, the first sail away is scheduled to be happening at approximately 3:30 p.m. Of course, we're waiting here on the pilots to be boarding here. We'll talk about that a little bit in a moment. But of course, we're waiting for those 5-5s to be rolling into the chat here. Now, I do want to have a disclaimer out there, folks. We are streaming out here in the field, so audio may be out of sync. And also, it is a possibility that we may have some drop frame rates and stuff like that, folks. But we, again, are doing all of this live, so things like that can happen. But we are going to be answering your questions. Again, just leave that down there in the live stream chat. I'll be getting there when we get closer to sail away to be answering those questions for you. Alrighty, folks, I'm not sure if you could have heard that, but that was the emergency drill of the Carnival Liberty. Again, I have some things put on the microphone so you don't hear as much wind, but hopefully you could hear those horns. Again, let me know if you can, because that was simply epic here, hearing those horns of the emergency alarm there, Jetty Park. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to put that in the chat. Again, we are awaiting sail away. As of right now, currently the status of the Carnival Liberty, she is still tied up to cruise terminal number 3 here in Port Canaveral. So it is a few moments away from departing the pier. Now again, the gangway is still connected too. The line handlers have showed up, so we are getting closer again towards sail away. So we are progressing in a nominal fashion towards sail away. Again, at this moment, again, as we mentioned earlier, we are still a little bit away from sail away. But it is happening in the near moments as soon as we get all those lines tied up and outbound for sea. Now, coming up here in the port, we're going to tell you in just a moment about what went on with this channel, why I haven't been going live as frequently as I used to, because that's a story into itself. And also, we're going to recap what happened over the summer months here with the channel, including our ride-along with the Canaveral pilots. So, all right, folks. Yes, I am actually here in Port Canaveral right now. The Carnival Liberty, of course, mentioned, is behind me, but this is a good time now to speak since why I haven't been doing these live shows here while we wait for the ship to get ready to drop lines and get outbound towards sea. So the main reason why I haven't been doing these live shows as frequently as I used to was simple fact due to the computer issues that we're having right now at the main studio. Now, that is currently trying to get upgraded as we speak, but as we speak right now, the things aren't exactly looking really good for the future of live streaming at the studio. We are upgrading the Macintosh that we use for editing the videos so we can go live. But as of right now, the live streams will be from just here from the port and maybe interviews going forwards. Again, I sadly cannot commit to doing a 5... Again, at this time, I cannot commit to doing a live show every single Friday, but hopefully in the future that will change. But in the meanwhile, of course, we'll be here as often as we can at the port.
Harbor Master.
Good afternoon. Permission to maneuver a material barge over here at North
cargo berth 3. I'm just going to turn it around and put it back to the crane barge.
Yeah, roger that. All clear.
Roger, thank you. Talk Mama standing by on channel 12.
Again, apologize for that again. That is the Marine radio here at the port. So you're going to hear a lot of conversations, hopefully from the pilots in a few minutes when they start to drop lines and do their security call. But you also hear the Tug Mama, which is way down there at the North Cargo Berth 3 project, which you're working on as we speak right now. I'm now getting a lot of things happening here at Port
Canaveral pilots, Canaveral pilots, Disney Wish, good afternoon, 12.
Hey, Disney Wish, Canaveral pilots, go ahead.
The pilots, Disney Wish, good afternoon, departure time on schedule 1700, 1700.
Okay, 1700, pilot will be there about 15 minutes early, board shoreside.
I copy that, many thanks, 15 minutes early, boarding shoreside. Standing by 1216.
I hope you heard that call. Now that is the Disney Wish making their pilot's call. That was Captain Nate Shear on the radio there, flying by the pilots. But Disney Wish is, of course, down there in the West Basin now. We're not going to probably be live for when that does happen because, again, as you heard, it's a little bit later departure time. But again, we're hoping for Liberty to get underway very, very soon. If not, again, we'll still be here answering your cruise questions and Q. And it is about Port Canaveral, but back to the point here about us doing live streams. Again, we're going to try to do them as frequently as possible from the port, whenever it allows. So my original plan for this week's live stream was actually to go live tomorrow for the Mardi Gras, of course, docks here, cruise terminal number 3. However, unfortunately, due to the SLS launch planning, it does not make it time extensive and just doesn't make it worth my effort to come over here and stream the Mardi Gras because this park will be mobbed. I repeat, Jetty Park will be absolutely mobbed tomorrow for the SLS launch. Now, luckily, I already have a spot located closer to the port, so going here to Jetty Park is not really a problem for me. But in terms of streaming, it will be a problem because in order to go live streaming, you'll need a cellular service. And with rocket launches here on the Space Coast, it's very common for these rocket launches to use up a lot of cellular data here at the port. Now, right now, there is that many people around here using up the network, so that's why I'm able to go live here like we're doing right now. Now, of course, guys, with live streaming, a lot of things can go wrong, but here's the deal. We did this live stream style a few months back with the Carnival Liberty. Again, I think it's kind of, cool that we're streaming the Liberty Sail Away again a few months ago. Now, when we did do that live stream with the Carnival Liberty, there's a few things that did happen. That was, again, this was a test stream, but now we're incorporating live audio, as you see here. Now, do note this live audio is on a little bit of an off-sync for all those technical folks, but hopefully one day I'll be able to fix it so my voice will match with my, the video of the feed. But I still think it's very cool that I can stream using the professional camera that we use here of the Carnival Liberty. Of course, we are still watching it at this moment. The Coast Guard's over there patrolling. I'm not sure if you probably saw them go by, but the Coast Guard is there working hard. They probably will be escorting today's sail away along with the Brevard County Sheriff's Office today. So, again, a lot of action here at the port so far today. Now, what happened during the summer? This is one of the things I mentioned in the intro. We're talking about what happened this summer. So this summer was pretty big for this channel, of course. We had the pilots video, which we'll get to in a moment. If you have not checked the video out, again, go check it out. We'll talk about more about that video in a moment. It's one of my best videos to date. It really shows you what the Canaveral pilots do to bring ships like the Carnival Liberty outbound to sea. It's just simply amazing. And again, I thought I heard in the background there, Independence of the Seas blowing their horns, but not the case. Again, before any cruise ship departs, as you heard with the Carnival Liberty, they have to sell that emergency alarm. So again, at this moment, we are listening for that, again, on the radio as well as on here. So in a few moments, though, that ship will be getting underway here for the folks just tuning in, and we'll be outbound towards sea here. Now back to the Coast Guard cutter. We'll get back to the what happened this summer, but I guess tuning in live over there, you can't really see it, but on the right hand of the screen, there's actually two cutters today patrolling. There's the Coast Guard Cutter 1 and the Coast Guard Response Boat number 2. Now they're both the same boats, but they're used here at Port Canaveral, stationed down near the West Basin at the Coast Guard dock. So they're inbound today, so just a little bit of traffic we're going to tell you about. But back to the point, though, about the what happened this summer with the channel. Of course, we had pause video, but also we had a lot of ship spotting videos this year. Of course, we had the Disney Wish. The Disney Wish was absolutely amazing to see set sail before it actually did its inaugural cruise. Disney Wish is an amazing ship, guys, if you are not familiar. The ship is simply stunning. So Again, very, very pretty ship, and I was glad I was able to get in. Now, of course, if you don't remember that from that video, it was raining. Now, we already were meeting up with some other people, but unfortunately, they had to leave because the rain simply almost ruined that ship spotting video. But luckily, it did not, and we were able to film that. Now, that was a pretty big thing that happened this year, and that video is actually doing surprisingly pretty well. One of my most popular ship spotting videos out there. Of course, we also saw the Waste of the Seas come in. We had some nuclear submarines, SpaceX vessels. Again, this is something a new trend I'm trying to put in. I'm going to try in each video to put some cargo ships in as well as the cruise ships. Just give you an overall feel for what this port really is. So we're going to go ahead now and talk about the biggest video of the summer, which of course was the Canaveral pilots video. If you have not checked that video out, go check it out, guys. Again, this is one of my best videos to date. And the reason is it tells you so much information that you would never know. I'm not sure. At this time, I think we're having a radio chatter, so I'm going to tune in for that. Okay, well, I guess at this time, the radio chatter, again, a lot of things happening here, so I'm trying to tune into the radio. And then we have the Carnival ship, seeing what they're doing over there. But back to the pilot video, guys. So that video, it was over, I think, 3 hours worth of footage. Again, I appreciate the pilots being allowing me to be able to show you guys what... again, what I showed you, because this is a very rare, exclusive look, and I'm extremely grateful for being able to give the opportunity to show you guys what the pilots do every day. Pilots are some of the most hardworking people here at Port Canaveral and pretty much any port out there. Now, again, guys, speaking of pilots, the pilots will be taking this ship out of here and taking it down. They're going to be pushing it off. So, as of right now, it is docked starboard side, so the starboard side of the ship, which, again, if you aren't familiar, basically, your port side is your left. Again, you can remember this very simply by left is 4 letters and port is also 4 letters. Then your starboard side is on your right. Starboard is, again, your right-hand side of your vessel, of course. So the ship is docked, whereas port side is, of course, docked over here towards the Trident base, which is over there. And then it is docked starboard side today. So what does that mean? Well, that means it's going to basically push off the dock and get outbound to sea. And there's not really much time to simply, you know, admire it coming off the dock, because it comes off the dock and it's outbound. It's going, and it'll be gone within the next 5 minutes whenever it does pull off the dock here. But so that is the plan for today's sail away with the Carnival Liberty. But now we're gonna go to my favorite part of the show, and that is answering your cruise questions. If you have any of those, please put those down in the chat. But before we get to those questions, we have to say hey to the folks who came in and tuned into this week's live show. We appreciate all of them joining us in for this week's live show. First in the chat was Nathan from Best of Boat Worlds. He said, good afternoon, Tyler. We were on the Margaritaville cruise now and are about to head home. Can't wait to come back to Florida. Yeah, Nathan, I hope you had a fantastic time on the Margaritaville at Sea cruise. Again, it's a very interesting cruise line. Fun fact, I actually moderate the Facebook group for that cruise line, the Margaritaville at Sea cruise community group, where there's a lot of discussion going on. Very interesting conversations happening in there, but I'm glad, Nathan, you had a good time down here in Florida doing the Margaritaville at Sea cruise. Next in the chat was Anthony Simone. Anthony, thank you so much. We also had Cruise Pulse, Sean and Casey on vacay mode. And then we also have Melissa, Mark the Shark, Call Me V, and we also have Cruising on the High Seas. So again, everyone, we appreciate you joining in here. So we have a question from Sean and KC on vacay mode. They said, are you going to be cruising on the Jubilee in 2023, Tyler? So that's a great question. Again, if you're familiar with the Carnival Jubilee is a Carnival Cruise Line's 3rd XL class ship, and we'll be home porting out of the port of Galveston. So what does that mean for this channel? You may be like, Tyler, what does that mean for this YouTube channel here? Well, what that means, guys, is it is very unlikely that I will be on that ship. Okay, this is the same reason why I have not able to make the vloggers group cruise in 2023 as well, is because it is last sailing out of Florida. So in order to do one of those cruises, you would of course have to fly out there and all that jazz. And of course, with school, of course, it does limit me with what days I can take off and all this stuff. So unfortunately, at this time, I am not going to do the Jubilee. Now, here's the deal, though. At a later date, maybe in the next few years, we will be doing an XL class ship, and I can tell you that is for sure. Why? Because we have a beautiful one located there. Cruise summer number 3 every Saturday. So, you know, it's just a matter of time before we hop on board. Just looking for the perfect deal and the perfect itinerary, and then we're going to go ahead and get on the XL. One of these days, of course, it's an amazing class of ships. The XL class from Carnival is an absolutely amazing class of ships. And again, a lot of noise is going on in the background, guys. Of course, we are out here in the wide open, not in the studio, right? So it's live broadcasting, folks. A lot of things could happen, unprecedented here. Of course, the Carnival Liberty right now, there's still lines up. Now the line handler right now, as we speak, he's moving in. So we may be getting closer to going. Now this time, again, with the pilots and stuff, they usually get dropped off by the harbor master. So that's another indication when they're getting ready to go, is we'll see the harbor master pull up for a split second, drop the pilots off, they'll get on board, then they'll start singling up. Now, what happened recently since we started the stream, I have not mentioned this yet, but what has happened is all the way over there, the gangway, the 2 passenger gangways have disconnected from the ship now, and they're going to be getting ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in for you guys so you can see this take place. Now, again, when we get closer to sail away, I will switch out the lens for the bigger lens. So, again, when we do get closer to sail away, I will be switching out the lens for a brief moment. So, do bear with us when we get to that. But, again, as you can see there, folks, the Carnival Liberty is, again, getting ready to go. They pretty much got their passenger gangway away.
Canaveral pilot, Independence sources.
Independence, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Just want to confirm our ETD 1615. Can we please have the pilot on board by 1600?
Roger, 1615 departure, and yes, we'll have pilot on board 1600, and he'll be boarding shoreside this afternoon.
All right, thank you very much. Standing by 1216.
So yeah, there you go. You guys heard Independence of the Seas getting ready for departure. You heard the departure time over there a little bit later, but we'll go ahead and see what happens here. Of course, we are waiting here for the Liberty to get underway here in the following moments. Again, they still have to single up the lines, and then they have to do the security call. So when they usually do the security call, fun fact is the security call means they're getting very close. Okay, I think we may be seeing what we are waiting for. I think the pilot transfer is happening right now. Okay, I'm waiting. And I got eyes on the scene. Yes, okay, guys. The pilot has got off. It looks like Captain Sean, if you saw from our video. Not quite sure, though. Do not have the telephoto lens pulled up at this moment. But the pilot is on board now. So what does that mean? Well, we are getting very, very close to departure of the Carnival Liberty, folks. So, again, folks, we are within the following moments of the departure here of the beautiful Carnival Liberty. Going to be getting underway from the middle basin, or sort of, I guess, because it's kind of hard to say because this terminal is not really located like in the basin. But yeah, we'll be getting underway within the following moments here from cruise terminal number 3 here at Port Canaveral, heading outbound towards sea. Again, we're going to wait for the security call. That'll probably happen within about 10 minutes or so. Of course, the pilot has to get on board, and he's going to do his con changeover, which is control of navigation. He's going to take the control of navigation to the Carnival Liberty, and he'll be heading outbound. Again, if you want to learn more about harbor pilotage and how they really help getting this ship ready to go, I have a great video on my channel. Check it out. It's called What Harbor Pilots Do on an Average Day. And these guys are some of the hardest working guys at each port. And meanwhile, while we're talking about the harbor pilots, they're actually currently right now disconnecting the gangway, getting ready to go. So speaking of that, we are going to take a quick break with commentary and live views. We'll be right back, though, as we go ahead and get the big zoom lens ready for you guys so we can really zoom in and get that detail of the Carnival Liberty. So stay with us here.
Coast Guard small boat. This is the higher priorities on channel 16. How about Coast Guard Station Port Canaveral? This is the higher priorities on channel 16.
Higher priorities, this is Coast Guard Sector Jacksonville, channel 16.
Yeah, you want to switch to 22?
Roger, 22.
Alrighty, folks, sorry for that, but we are now back live here.
Port Canaveral, Harbor Master. Port Canaveral, Harbor Master. This is Hellas Stream calling you over.
Hellas Stream, Harbor Master.
Yes, good afternoon. We are ready to receive fresh water. We request. Could you arrange someone for connection?
Yeah, roger that. We'll try to get to you as soon as possible. Please just make sure you have a hose ran to whatever water box is closest.
We have everything ready from our side. All hoses ready.
Okay, yeah, roger that. We'll be over as soon as we can to get you a connection.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Let's stream, Harbor Master. Somebody's on the way. If you could have somebody standing by.
Yes, we have standby crew there.
Alright, folks, so we are now zoomed in now. So again, that was a conversation with the cargo ship inbound here at Port Canaveral. We are now zoomed in now to the line handlings now with our new lens. Of course, you can see there, it's pretty windy out today, as of course as you can see there with the camera shaking. But again, as of right now, we're going to zoom in now, and we're going to wait for the line handlers, which are getting pretty close to go ahead and pulling off the lines here in the following moments. Again, as you heard today, that was the harbor master talking. The harbor master's job is basically to make sure the safety of vessels. He's also pretty much runs the harbor, so any vessels have any requests such as water and stuff like that, they go straight to the harbor master here. Now, there are multiple harbor masters here in Canaveral. I'm not sure the exact number, but the harbor master's job again is to basically go ahead and make sure the safe operations of the port with arriving and departing vessels here at Port Canaveral, Florida. The harbor master's team also does include the line handlers here. Now, every vessel coming in out of the port that docks in one of the port docks does require a harbor line handler, so that is a requirement by the port. Again, every vessel must have a harbor line handler. So again, folks, we are again getting close here to sail away now. The gangway is disconnected. Next, we're going to be waiting for them to let go of the lines, basically have them slack. The people at the dock are going to basically go ahead and let them go. So we're going to go ahead and leave you with no commentary for a few moments as we get closer here to sail away. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to put those in the comments below. We'll answer those as soon as we have a moment. But I'm going to go ahead and focus you in on the sights and sounds of the sail away of the Carnival Liberty. Hope you enjoy, everyone.
Dredge Paulo Lee, Canaveral Pilots, Channel 12.
Molly.
Hey, good afternoon. It's Pilot on the Carnival Liberty. We're out at CT3 here. We're going to should have an on-time departure getting off the dock around 15:30. Heading outbound.
Roger that, Cap. We are already outside the greens with the wires down, ready for you.
Okay, outside on the green side. We'll be seeing you soon.
Alrighty, folks, I decided I wasn't going to do commentary for a second, but I do want to have a correction there. The pilot on board today sounds like Captain Unit Romeo, basically, so he's going to be taking it out today. Now, they are slacking the lines now, so we're going to go ahead and tune into that again. Again, do apologize there for a incorrection of harbor pilots, but yeah, you can see it now. They're getting ready to go drop the lines here, so go ahead and zoom in some of that.
Security, security, security. Canaveral pilots aboard the Carnival Liberty. Carnival Liberty will be departing for Canaveral from Cruise Terminal 3 outbound for sea. All concerned traffic come up on channel 12 for the Carnival Liberty. Security, security, security. Canaveral pilots aboard the Carnival Liberty. Carnival Liberty is departing for Canaveral from Cruise Terminal 3 outbound for sea. All concerned traffic come up on channel 12 for the Carnival Liberty.
Pilot on the Carnival Liberty, Polly.
Yeah, go ahead. Polly.
Cap, could you take a little off it when you come by? Sure help us out. We got one almost loaded.
Yeah, absolutely. What are you looking for? Below 10 knots?
Anything below 10.
Okay, no problem. We'll keep it under 10. Thanks.
Security, Security. Victory 1, inbound buoys 5 and 6, heading for middle turning basin, continuing on to Cruise Terminal 2, checking on any concerned traffic, standing by on channel 16 and 12. Victory 1. Security, Security. Victory 1, inbound buoys 5 and 6, heading for middle turning basin, continuing on to Cruise Terminal 2, checking on any concerned traffic, standing by on channel 16 and 12. Victory 1.
Checking to see if your wires are down.
They're down.
Thank you.
Good.